everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 131 for Monday, December 8th, 2014. Yeek, we're getting close to Christmas, and I need to do some Christmas shopping. I'm going to be in a lot of trouble soon if I don't. But let's get to the question I asked you guys last week, and it was, if you could get one gift for the holidays or whatever, and it had to be the same gift for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? And let's start with some of the more unique ones, and then one of them was amazing. Well, not unexpectedly, but amazingly popular. So we'll start with Sutherland Parker, and she said probably Christmas. Holy cow. And Sutherland Parker could be a boy or a girl, I'm not sure. So they said probably a Christmas sweater, and they know no one likes those, but they do. Bunny Fluff 600 would love to have a hamster every year. And, well, you know, I think if you have two hamsters and one's a boy and one's a girl, you can have lots of hamsters all year long, and you don't even need any more gifts. Hoagie Bo said they would want free soap because who would want to smell that, and free soap for life, which might be Kofi because she likes to eat soap. Bridget Brooks says duct tape, lots and lots of duct tape, and that's a very practical answer. Avster Mills said pandas, lots and lots of pandas that are different colors. The next couple of people said an Apple device or the latest Apple product, which is a really good one because they come out with something new every year, so that would be pretty cool to have. A couple of people said chocolate, and someone said they love chocolate with a million exclamation points, so I think they just had some chocolate. A couple of people said annual memberships to Club Penguin and Animal Jam, and then came the most popular answer. I had to cut it off at 20 because they wouldn't fit on the screen, but I'd say there were probably 80 or more answers, and that was money in various forms: gift cards, cash, $1 million, just all these different, denominations or forms of cold hard cash. So with that, a lot of people said, because you could buy anything you want. But then there were some people, like this one, said, well, you can't buy love unless, you want yours, whatever. So the person that, fell for you would be only interested in your money. And that actually was really a mature response, is you can't buy love. I was like, wow. And then we've got Duck Rocks MC said money would be the most logical thing you can buy, and all of the things you want for it, that or 3 pounds of hickory smoked bacon, which was awesome. The Dog Bro 22 said, or the next couple of people actually were talking about animals and homes and giving money to the ASPCA, which is really, really thoughtful. And it was really funny with J-Dogs here. So the only present I want for the rest of my life is because I love family better than anything, and an Xbox. So I thought that was really hilarious. Nina took it a step further and said they would have protection from every bad thing in the world for them and the people that they love and care about, which is really good. And then the, second most popular answer was love, or a hug, or, your loved ones. But yeah, I mean, that was, or, love and happiness. You kind of put those together, or I put those together because, that's what I would, basically, that's what I would want. If I could get one thing for the rest of my life per year, it would be love and happiness. It's really, money's great, but it's nothing without love and happiness from your family and loved ones and friends even too. And all of you guys, like my friends, and the love that you guys give to me, I wouldn't do YouTube without that. Now for next week's question comes from Charlotte Peterson. It says, if you could be on any show, what character would you be and why? And I already know pretty much the answer to this one. I think I know what it's going to be. Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot of answers, but I think I know what the most popular one's going to be. I'm not going to say it, but I think I know. Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. And the first one comes to us from BroTube, and it says, what is Indiana Jones afraid of, spiders or snakes or enclosed spaces? You'll know the answer if you watch the movies or are a big fan. Well, of course it's snakes, and I don't know if you noticed in my Indiana Jones Things Lab, but I included a lot of, I guess, a lot of references to the Indiana Jones movie. Well, Raiders of the Lost Ark anyway. But yeah, you know, like when I saw the parkour, I tried to do it the same way that Harrison Ford did it, you know, where he's like, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? And I swapped it to parkour because that's my thing that I hate the most in Minecraft. So yeah, of course I know. Sabika Khan said, even though the ads in the beginning of your video make you look professional, they can sometimes be really inappropriate. Sometimes I get in trouble for it. I would really like it if you could not do ads. Well, it's actually, I don't put them on to look professional or anything like that. The ads actually make it so I can do this full time. The ads that play make it so you guys can watch them for free and that I can earn a living on YouTube. And believe me, if I could do what I do and not put ads on it, believe me, if I could earn a living without the ads, I would do it in a heartbeat because I don't really like them either. But if you ever see an ad that is inappropriate, that doesn't fit my channel, or because, you know, YouTube is supposed to put on ads that match the content. So if I'm family friendly, it sort of detects that somehow. I'm not really sure how, but supposedly it does. Maybe because people who watch my channel watch other family friendly channels, and it sort of puts us all together in some sort of bucket. But we're supposed to be, you know, getting ads that are, I guess, if we have family friendly, they're supposed to be family friendly as well. And if you see them that aren't, you can go ahead and I'm sure that there's a button where you can report the ad as inappropriate for the channel or for YouTube or for you. And please do that, because that will give more relevant ads and more friendly ads to my videos. Creeper Keeper asks, or says, yes, watch Gravity Falls, please, and tell us. And I did. And I loved it. And you know what? You guys didn't tell me that Mabel was voiced by Kristen Schaal. And I love Kristen Schaal. She's amazing. I've always loved her ever since I saw the Flight of the Conchords. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show, but she was in it, and that's when I really started to really like her as an actress, and she's the voice of Mabel, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep watching it. Widgie6 asks, do you prefer ice water or just water from the sink without ice? Neither. I have a Brita pitcher, so I like my water cold, but I don't like ice in it. So it's like water that's been filtered in the refrigerator. Amy Gutierrez asks, why aren't you doing how to become a YouTuber on YouTube? I really liked watching the first one. I'd like to see more. Well, I made a 3-part segment for the Disney show, and I'm sort of embargoed on releasing them until they've aired on television. Now, that said, I think someone, I saw on Twitter that someone had posted a picture of their TV with the second segment in it, because I recognized the scene. And there's no way they could have seen it otherwise than it had aired, because I've only given it to the production staff and seen it myself. So if they saw that, I think it's aired on TV, and I've just sent off an email to the production team to ask them if it's okay for me to upload the second one onto my channel. Adriana Lopez asks, what is Kopi going to get for Christmas? A big fat stocking of coal, because she's a bad dog. No, she gets a ton of treats and toys and bones and all kinds of junk. Rico Visser asks, do you say ketchup or tomato sauce? Where I live, we all say tomato sauce, and it's really weird if someone would say ketchup. We definitely say ketchup. Tomato sauce, when we would say that, people would think it's either a can of tomato sauce, which is a completely different thing. If you go to the grocery store and buy a can of tomato sauce, it doesn't taste the same as ketchup. Or sometimes people will call that pasta sauce, you know, like marinara or something, they'll call that tomato sauce. Dasi Alona asks, are you going to have a Christmas series? Yes, I have been wanting to do one like the Missing Presents. And I've been looking for the past 2 to 3 weeks. 4-1, and it really didn't seem like I was gonna get lucky this year. I was like, man, nobody's doing Christmas maps. That's the worst. But I saw that they'd uploaded a couple in the last couple of days to the Minecraft forum, and I picked one out, and yes, I'm going to be doing a Christmas adventure map. Nova Cat asks, will you be playing more minigames like you did on Thursday with Block Hunt, or will you just play them when you feel like it? Well, I think I did it on Friday, and a little bit of both. I think I may start doing minigames every Friday. Since I only do Crazy Craft, I thought I'd throw in a minigame as well on Fridays. But yeah, we'll see. Rainbow Star 140 asks, do you like Modern Family? If so, who's your favorite character? Mine is Cam. Mine is Phil. And the reason for that is I kind of think he kind of reminds me of myself a lot. So yeah, I really can relate to a lot of the things he does and says. Smiley Freak asks, when you edit your videos, is it like watching yourself do something twice? First time would be when you did it for real. Yes. And when I do Things Lab, it's like watching myself do something like the 10th time, because sometimes I record things 4 or 5 times over to get it right. Because, you know, the NPCs won't look at me or something like that, and I need them to look right at me, and then they turn away, and while I'm talking to them, that doesn't work. I have to go back, start over, and things like that. But yeah, it is. And then after I've edited it, then especially the Things Labs, I rewatch them from end to end, from beginning to start, just like you guys do before I upload them, to make sure there's no mistakes in them. So that's like the 3rd time or the 12th time or whatever. Cheese Potato Man Gaming asks, think, how long did it take for you to get to 20,000 subscribers? It took a little bit over a year. I think it was a year and a week, because I started my channel on December 15th, which is a week away, guys. Holy cow. For 3 years. And I think I got 20,000 subscribers on the 21st. So yeah, it was about a year and a week. Crafted Blocks asks, hey, Think, I was wondering if you uploaded those elephant riding videos, or did you give up on that? I haven't given up on it. I do have, the problem is, but I was talking to some friends about this. They were in town this weekend visiting us, and I was talking to some friends about this and telling them stories about the elephants, and it kind of made me think, gosh, I really need to go through that footage and make a video. And one of them I wanted to make is sort of, it's telling a story about one of the elephants. It's a really amazing story. And I was telling them it, and I was like, man, I got to do that video. But yeah, I haven't given up on it. It's just that I have about no, it's not that much. Maybe about 6 or 7 hours of footage, raw footage, and just going through it. I just never have had the time to sit through it and find scenes and do like that. It just, wow, it's a lot of stuff to go through. So on this question, and I don't know why there were a lot of people ask this, and it never happens that people really ask much about this, except for when September 11th rolls around. So Comedy King asks, I saw your Draw My Life, so why was the plane doomed? And if you look at the date on my Draw My Life, it was September 10th, 2001, and that was the day before 9/11. Most of you probably weren't even born by then, and so you may not remember it because you weren't, you weren't even here yet. And so the reason that I was scared and the reason that, the plane was doomed is because, of what happened there. And it was really, really scary for me because I was nearly on one of those flights. I mean, those flights were leaving, many of them left Boston Logan like I did. I left on the 10th to go to California. My flight was delayed that night, and I considered taking a flight the next day. And I said, no, I need to be at work in the morning because, I had to, I had to work. And so I said, no, I have to go to work in the morning. I'm going to get home late, and I'm going to, and I'll just deal with it. I just, no sleep. It's fine. And I left, and, it could have been, I decided to go the next morning or the next evening, and I wouldn't have been at work for a week, but which would have still been okay, would have been better than being on one of those flights. But so, yeah, and it's over the weekend. Like I said, I had friends in town, and we went to the 9/11 museum this over the weekend, and I've been to the reflecting pools before, and the museum's beautiful, and I recommend that you all go if you ever come to New York. It's really, really important. But it was really emotional for me, and I'm glad I went, but I can never go back. Some of the really hard parts were like hearing people's voicemails. They have all this. I mean, they have all this amazing artifacts and things, and they have transcripts from people's voicemails who were on the planes, and telling their loved ones, I don't think I want to make it off of this flight, and I hope you have a great life, and I love you, and all those things. And I mean, it was really hard because that was really, really, really close to being me, and I could have been making one of those phone calls, as a passenger on one of those flights. It always had, I've always felt that, but being there and seeing it all there, it really, really hit me hard. And, I think it's something everyone should visit and everyone should see. But be prepared. And then when friends come to town, I'll tell them how to get there and get them tickets and everything, but I can't go with them again. It was just really, really hard on me. Okay, better, I think. Creepy Silent Otaku says, will you ever create a funny montage or like a montage in general? So I've been thinking about that, and I had a lot of fun putting the outtakes at the end of the Sensei video, although didn't go over that well, the video itself, because of the length of the video, but the outtakes went over well, and it was pretty fun. I mean, obviously the outtakes, are edited, and those things, I mean, it did kind of happen because that's what I said, but throwing their voices or text into it added to it like they were actors. I really liked that, and I hope you guys did too. And I think I might start collecting the outtakes like that, the bloopers, and then eventually make a montage of them. Amy Lamat says, well, I have an idea for that. Can we get to blank, blank, blank likes? You could do a bowl of noodles with noodle soup, and it shakes upside down and the letters fall out in the intro. And I would love to do that, but I am a complete dunce when it comes to After Effects, and I have no chance of making something like that. Yin Yang says, will you do a Sims 3-4 series/gameplay? Well, the thing is, Sims 4 is not out for Mac yet. And if I were to do a Sims 3 one, which is out for Mac, all I would get in the comments is a ton of comments saying, why didn't you do Sims 4? So, not just yet. Jingwen Ong asks, what's your favorite and least favorite Poptropica island and why? Vampire's Curse is my favorite. It's a toss-up, though, between Vampire's Curse and SOS Island. SOS Island, I think, was the first one I ever played. So that's why it's one of my top ones. But I like Vampire's Curse because I just loved the story. It was awesome. It was so comprehensive. It was a hard island. It was really interesting and exciting. So much to do in it. I really, really liked that one a lot. Still do. And also, my glasses are from it, so that's another reason. But my least favorite would have to be Poptropolis Games. And the reason for that is, and also, Atlantis. So I would have to put, Poptropolis Games is my least favorite, and that's because there's no storyline to it at all, really. It's just a bunch of mini games. That was a kind of not really very good island at all. This, I guess my second and third least favorite would be Survival Island and also the Atlantis Island. The reason I didn't like is because there was no one to interact with in either one. It was kind of just you by yourself, and that's not what Poptropica is about. It's interacting with Poptropicans and figuring out what to do. So when Arabian Nights came out, I was like, yeah, they're back. Ooh, they're back on their game. Sorry if that popped the mic, guys. I just smacked it with my hand. Jorge Leva asks, hey, did you know Poptropica is on mobile? If you did, will you play it? I haven't tried it yet. I have to check it out. And if the islands are any different, I totally will. Marley53113 on CP asks, after you're done on the boat on the Noodle Planet, will you try to find a new biome, Mesa biome, Mushroom Island, etc.? Well, I mean, Mushroom Islands are on an island, and you might need a boat to get to one of those if you get my drift. Charlie Westcott asks, think, what furniture mod do you use? Generally, I don't really use any furniture mod other than Bibliocraft. And that has, the things like the tool stands. It has a bunch of the tables and things like that. But I don't really use a specific furniture mod very often. The next couple of people ask, why don't I use packed ice because it doesn't melt? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, packed ice is from 1.7 and Crazy Craft's on 1.6. So that's the first reason. The second reason is because I want to be able to see through it, and packed ice is opaque. Shadow Ninja 139 asks, why don't you use ender pearls anymore? Don't let your Enderman farm go to waste. Well, I don't really know. I've never really used them as much as I should. I always forget to use them. But my Enderman farm, well, the thing about that is that once they introduced Silverfish, or they did something with the Enderman AI in 1.8, it doesn't really work anymore. Ty Guy asks, hey Thing, on your Things Lab series, how do you get Kevin's expressions like you do, and how do you get control of him? Well, what do you mean, his voice or the text above his head? Those are all editing, and his voice is my voice modified. And how I control him is I usually use, not all the time, but most of the time, I use the morph mod and morph into him and then use it. Michael Smith asks, how did you shave the beard on Things Lab? Well, what I did was, I edited it and I put a cut point and I made my own skin. But I lightened the beard that was on my face. So I made it a lighter skin, and then I applied it to my character, and then I had no beard. And I also, if you didn't notice, there are no mirrors in Minecraft. So that mirror scene was actually, I placed an NPC, or actually a few NPCs behind the wall and behind gray stained glass, I think it was gray, maybe light gray, but gray nonetheless. And it made it look like I was looking into a mirror, but those were actually NPCs on the other side. And I rebuilt Kevin's room on the other side of the wall there. So it looked like I was looking in a mirror, but I wasn't. The SS family asks, are you ever going to quit playing Crazy Craft? Well, I mean, eventually, yeah. Most of the mod packs that I play, I get to a point where I've done pretty much everything, and then I move on to a new one, something cool and fun and different. So yeah, eventually I will. Quite a few people asked about the, you may not rest now, there are monsters trying to eat your noodles, and how I did that. And I actually didn't do it myself. That was Real Alex's 0900, and that's the texture pack that I have on my Noodle Planet, and it's just the noodle soup and the noodle bowls. And that saying is pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that's really changed in the texture pack other than that. A few sayings, and I think also when you bring up the Minecraft menu, it says certain sayings and things like that. The Mining Zone asks, why are you still doing Crazy Craft 2.1 when 2.2 is out? Well, here's the thing, and I still have to do that. I still have to try it, but when I upgraded from 2.1 to 2.2, when I went into the Danger Dimension, it was all messed up. All of the item IDs had changed, and all of the grass and everything had turned into the ore spawn ores and stuff. And I was like, oh, no. But I do want to get that because it has the newest version of ore spawn with the queen in it. I just don't know why the item IDs were all messed up. Superior Skull 457 says, think I know this is an unusual question, but do your noodles ever expire? Because there have been theories that your noodles are magical. Well, I've heard those theories, and I've also heard that my noodles are legendary and magical, and they never expire, and those, I have to say, are absolutely 100% true. Yeah, well, maybe not. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Also, don't forget to pick up those chopsticks and poke that like button as hard as you can. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!